Hi, welcome back. Have you been eating, sleeping well? How are you doing? How's your life going? We're doing another tier list because people seem to love the last one. Oh my god, wow, people love tier lists in Lost Ark. For some reason, some guy long ago decided, oh, tier lists in Lost Ark, that's bad. Tier lists are fine. That being said, take everything I say with a complete grain of salt. Don't take everything I say as gospel. Take everything I say as the most meaningless piece of poo on your shoe. It is up to you. Okay, I don't mind, you know? The way I view tier lists, it's a way for me to gain insight into a player's perspective of how they view the classes and the way that the game is being laid out by the developers. It's a very good indicator to see if people think it's quite a balanced game, or if there's any classes they particularly don't like as a prolific player. That's what I view them as. You can view them in any way that you want. I will say though, I was definitely mistaken with my choice of striker. I'm just so used to the high level strikers and they are fantastic. And I put it an S tier, probably not there. But I would still put it at an A tier. The rest of it I will stand by tooth and nail. Alright, this is PvP one. I will preface this in saying you could play any one of these and have luck and get somewhere, but let's just see what I personally think. Okay, first, Deathblade, S tier, very commonly used one in PvP. It's just a great class all around, feels and looks amazing, great mobility, it's so beautiful to play. It's just, there's not much you can go wrong with Deathblade, at all. Demonic, I'm going to be quick with this one as well, no nonsense, as it were. Demonic, now Demonic is not quite there. I believe it did get a buff in Korea recently, but I'm going by RU, so I'm unaware. It is a little less, it's a bit more situational, as it were, but it's still quite fast, still a great pick, so I wouldn't have any trouble with it. Artillerist. Now Artillerist, surprisingly really good. Now it can be a bit telegraphical. Does that work there? I don't know. As in, you can tell what it's doing if you know the artillerist's abilities, because they can be kind of slow, but they are hard hitting. They have some great combos as well, surprisingly, and they're quite an easy one to play, so you're going to destroy new players as an artillerist. So I would put it an A for this. I mean, I could put it at a B, because you're going to struggle a bit with higher ranks and with people that know what they're doing, but ooh, I put it kind of in between maybe. I put it at a low A. Low A. Deadeye. Deadeye is a bit too reliant, I would say. It's just a worse gunslinger. Well, it could be an A, but I would put it at B. It's not got as... Once you've exhausted all your things, there isn't really much left there, but it's not bad at all. It's quite a popular class on RU. You see a lot, so maybe I'm just biased because I see a lot of bad ones played. Okay, I'll go put an A then. Gunslinger, easy S tier. One of the best classes in the game currently, in both PvP and PvE. Bit situational on PvE, but yeah. This one, great combos, great sustain. Yeah, great heal and all that good stuff. Sharpshooter. Now, Sharpshooter isn't as bad as you'd think, but it's close. You can get really good ones that just will absolutely destroy you, and you can't even see them. And the only way you can see them is if you force a 21-9 ratio, and they're in the corner, and they snipe you across the street, and then you're dead. But that is not a commonplace. Quite hard to get used to if you're not used to them. Don't judge me. Bard. The Bard is so good. If you're doing freeze and you see a Bard on your team, beautiful. Just a great class. Actually, not as bad damage as you'd expect, but obviously you want it for the support capabilities. And I mean, it's just a good Bard can turn a bad team into an amazing team. I mean, a Bard is probably the best. I mean, if you got that, baby. Now, Sorceress. Unfortunately, I'm having to go by... I haven't actually played much Sorceress because of its recent thing, so I can't comment on it too much. I would put it at an A from what I've seen, but I haven't played Sorceress much, so take that however you want to. I would recommend going and viewing someone else's list or a guide for it. Scrapper. If you watched the last one, this one's my main, so I'm a little biased, but I'll try not to be biased. I think it might be a B. Okay, I want to put it A because it's very tanky. It's like one of the tankiest classes. It's like in the top 3, I think, behind is it Gunlancer and Zerka, maybe? But I'm gonna put it at B. It's middle of the road. Its dodge is great. It's got great impairment. But it's a bit too sustaining. It doesn't have the combos to pull off like a lot of other classes do. And the whole way of beating people in freeze mainly is impair, stun, that is, and then combo them down. It's a lot harder. It's really hard to do that, Scrapper. You're mainly setting up for your teammates to do it, and then sustaining. And if they've got a Pally or a Bard or someone that's getting them back up, you need more burst damage to get there. That being said, she's really good in 1v1s. You can destroy in 1v1s just because of her massive amounts of impairment and huge moving speed and movement abilities. But that being said, overall, B tier, probably. Though I love her. Soulfist. I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with Soulfists. I was thinking S, because I get destroyed by Soulfists all the time on RU. But I'm thinking it could be A simply for the fact that she's quite difficult to get the hang of. It is easier. Sophist is easier at PvP than PvE. Her PvE is a bit harder. Harder is subjective. Situational, let's say. She's probably an S. No, I'm going to put her on A. Okay, but she could very easily be an S. Give her a go. Striker. C. Yeah, it's just not good. Really? Maybe even D. Yeah, I'm gonna put a D. No, C. Still pretty good. Kind of the same story as Scrapper, but not as fast or tanky. So, yeah. A bit more well, it has got some I mean, they all have some combos, but it's just their effectiveness that's in question. War Dancer is again the same story as Scrapper, except she's faster, but less tanky, so keeps her on the same field. Zerka. See, he's pretty good, surprisingly. I would have before I tried Zerka, I would have put him at a B. But because of his tankiness and pretty good damage, you can set up some pretty great combos for your team as well, and you can draw the attention towards yourself because you're a big lumbering dude, and then people will just attack you because they're like, "Oh, a big sword guy," but you still do decent damage and you can take some punishment pretty well as well. But I wouldn't put him at an S tier, simply because of his movement speed. It can be a bit difficult to get the hang of. Lancer is exactly the same story. Lancer is exactly the same story and has a pretty surprisingly high skill ceiling. If you're really good at Lancer, yeah, you get a really good Lancer on your team and they can just absolutely destroy. It is so beautiful to see. They're fantastic. Pally, I mean, what do we expect? S tier, easy. I mean, it's Paladin. Now, I mean, yeah, he's support. He's going to be all the way up here. Only Bard is better than Pally. But I would say he does better damage than Bard as well, so he can kind of stand on his own a bit more. Apart from obviously not as ranged, but still has his light rays and stuff, so it's actually got decent range on him. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's got great range. I'll answer questions below. I answer them on any video. Ask them away. Thanks for subscribing recently. I've had a few hundred, which is nice. It's better than no 100. And follow me on Twitch. I will be streaming from day one of release forever till I die or the game dies. Hopefully I die first.